How are you, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends? I am difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before we begin, you can find this podcast show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think. So meet me halfway, take a tiny moment, and give my podcast and each episode a review rating. This is the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast, keeping it real, uncensored, and shooting straight between the eyes. The third eye, that is. I am going to hit you with explicit truth. This solo show is outrageously honest and keenly witty with a view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every day when we wake up from sleeping. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. Moreover, I hope to provide you with gut-wrenching laughter and a touch of wisdom. Let's get something straight. Really, really straight. I am truly, actually, habitually, and shamelessly difficult and demanding, and I completely own it. Now, I don't ask for much because I expect and receive it all. I firmly believe that if you expect shit, you will receive shit. What does that mean? Well, it means expect nothing but the best and don't settle for less. As always, I, your host Tara, am keeping it real and uncensored. Are you curious to know what I have for you this week? Well, to find out, you will have to unplug from your life and dive all into episode 41 of the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast. Do you know what it takes for true love, unconditional love? This is the love we all want. We are even willing to prove ourselves worthy of it by any means necessary. I'll let you in on a secret. Real love, true love, unconditional love requires no proof at all. Bullying has and knows no bounds. How does someone's suffering or plight in life become a form of amusement? When are we going to stop making excuses as far as kids will be kids and show them how to make boss moves instead of cowardly moves? Because bullies are stealing the lives, the futures of our children. Before I begin, I am going to do a call out. What's a call out? Well, it's not a shout out. I am calling out you motherfucking lurkers. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here, so follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Finally, climb aboard and enjoy the entire show, because I am giving you plenty of ridiculous honesty. Once the podcast episode ends, I am keeping it going on my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding and on my Twitter page at Mrs. D&D. Do you love me? Do you really love me? I'm not convinced. You are telling me you love me, but I don't feel it because I can't see it. Tell me you love me. Say it so I fully and truly believe you. I have met others. They said they love me also, but I want to believe you. I need to believe you, but I can't. What are you willing to do to show your love for me? You see, I love you so much. I would do anything for you. I would like to believe this love is not like any other love in the world. Are you ready for a love like ours? To be honest, I don't think you are. Are you ready? Tell me you love me. Tell me what you would do for me. Tell me what you would endure for me. I'd ride or die for you. But before I can show you, you have to really show me your commitment to us, to me. I really, really want to believe you. But you've got to understand, I've been hurt so deeply. With you, I feel things are different and can be different. Tell me you love me, baby. Whisper in my ear and tell me what you would do for me and only me, for us. It's us against the world. We have to stand together and we can beat all odds. Are you sure you are ready for my love? Most people can't handle it. They say they want love. They say they want love. They say they want to love me. But they don't have what it takes for true love, for unconditional love, for my love. Can I believe in you? Do you believe in me? Will we believe in us? Yes, us. I'm sorry. I'm really, really trying. I don't want to doubt us, to doubt you, but I want a real relationship. I want to show myself to you. I'm difficult to love. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? I'm sure with your love, I will become the best person I can be. And in return, I will love you above all others. I'm broken inside. My pain enables me to feel raw, unbridled emotions. Do you want my primal love? I'll give myself to you as long as you and I can love each other honestly. I can and will love you. Will you do the same for me unconditionally? Since you've told me you love me and my tattered soul, I'm so happy. With your kindness and unconditional love, we will have such happiness. Without you in my life, it has no meaning. I need you always and forever. Please don't leave me. If you ever leave me, I don't know what I would do to myself. But with you, my life has meaning, and it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes unconditional love sense. I'm sure some of you can relate to that narrative. Others may be in relationships like this right now. Some can recognize where this is going. The rest of you probably think this is true love, unconditional love. The love we all want, right? Not. This may appear to be love, but this has warning signs written all over it, red flags, alarm bells. And I'm sounding the alarm for you. Run, motherfucking run. And don't look the fuck back. Most, if not all of us, dream of and want unconditional love, true love. It's nice to want something and look forward to it. But if you don't know what it looks like, then you will definitely fall into traps like this. Soul-sucking, life-draining, chaotic, dysfunctional relationships. It's so hard to get out of those types of relationships. If you don't want to be eaten alive, listen closely and listen very, very carefully to me. Now, what is unconditional love? It is affection without any limitations, love without conditions. It is caring about the happiness of another without any thought for what we might get for ourselves. Did you hear what I said? Let's try this again. Unconditional love. It is affection without any limitations, love without conditions. It is caring about the happiness of another without any thought for what we might get for ourselves. Now that definition sounds so beautiful, doesn't it? It's like a dream come true. It's like heaven in our hearts and in our world. But there's a big problem. And the problem is not with the definition. The problem is with the people that are involved in this situation. You see, if these people are not healthy, balanced, healed, self-aware, and self-reflecting people, you can get yourself into a muddy mess, a sticky, icky mess that you cannot get out of. And it will suck you the fuck in so deep that one, you don't even know how fucked up your situation is. 2, you're so deep, you can't figure out a way to get out. And 3, it's all so fucking twisted that you start to think that this is truly reality. This is what unconditional love is about. Love without limitations. Now, what the fuck does that mean? Love without limitations. You see, if you're with a scarred, tattered person, you know, those beautiful, torn, wretched souls that some of you guys are attracted to, messing with those type of people will get you fucked up mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. List goes on and on and on. But people hook you. They bait you because they know you're fiending for love, fiending for adoration, fiending for it. And they play right into your hands by telling you that because they feel so deeply, so strongly, because they have felt such pain, that they know how to love. But see, that was your first motherfucking clue. When someone is presenting you with love, unconditional love, and they're telling you they know how to love because they have suffered so much in their life, that is your red flag. You see, unconditional love, it has to do with healing. It has nothing to do with the fact that you have suffered. We all suffer one way or the other, some more so than others. But if someone is waving a motherfucking flag, wearing a baseball cap or a goddamn t-shirt saying, I know how to love unconditionally because I have suffered so much that my soul pains and aches, and I'm raw and I'm primal, let me show you how I can love you. Run, motherfucking run, 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 run. It's a goddamn trap. Unconditional love would never put you in harm's way in any way, shape, or form. No one would try to seduce you to fall in love based upon how much they have suffered and how they need to be rescued by their love. You see, love without limitations is seeing a person fully and truly for who and what they are. And what that means is you see the good, the bad, and the ugly. But seeing all those things does not mean that you have to suffer because of those things. Listen to what the hell I'm telling you. No one is and will ever be perfect. Not as a human being. Not going to happen. But as we suffer and we go through life, we are supposed to learn, grow, heal, and evolve as humans so we can be the best version of ourselves. But if you have someone telling you this horrible story that's pulling on your heartstrings, your compassion, your empathy, right? They're sucking you in with their story, and you feel they're so courageous to go forward in life and still be open and willing to love. You get seduced by that shit. But you don't understand. That is a mask. It is a trick. It is a facade. It is a mirage. Because what they really want to do, they want to suck the very being life out of you. Love would not do that. Love would not invite you into its home just to cause you pain and suffering. You see, each person's pain and suffering is their own. And if someone truly, really loves you, they will deal with their shit and they will heal their motherfucking shit. Listen to what the fuck I said. They would deal and heal. They would deal with their issues and they would heal it because they love you so much that they don't want to see you suffer. Huh? Are bells going off? Or are you confused? I have a feeling a number of you are confused, and I'm going to take this time one more time for you to listen to what the hell I'm telling you. Unconditional love would not harm you intentionally. It would not trick you. It would not invite you into its doors, its home, just to cause you pain, suffering, and trauma. When someone truly, really loves you and they are loving you unconditionally, they will work very hard to make sure that their issues are dealt with and healed. Because your love it is divine. It is precious. They wouldn't do that to you. So yes, you would see them upset and in turmoil, but you would understand that that person is going to go and do what they need to do. Meditate, go do some yoga, go see a therapist, whatever the fuck they need to do. They will do it for the betterment of themselves and for the betterment of the relationship. And that is love without limitations. It's without limitations for your growth, for your healing, for your self-awareness, your self-reflection, so that you can be the best version of yourself in relationship. But most of us, we think that we can rescue people. We think that we can fix people. And we end up putting ourselves and our lives on hold, trying to rescue 911 a motherfucker. Yes, rescue 911 a motherfucker. That is what I said. Tell me the last person you have fixed. Because if you're busy fixing someone else, I can guarantee you your own issues is collecting dust. Yes, it's collecting dust. And if you don't know, dust doesn't hide shit. It doesn't hide anything. It will still be there from 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So while you are busy trying to help someone else better themselves, and instead of them bettering themselves, they are going through this repeating cycle of bullshit, of trauma, of hurt, of neglect, rejection, the same abusive nonsense. How are you benefiting? First, you have stunted your own healing and growth and enjoying your own life. And two, you're taking your life force and energy and you're putting it into someone else who has no value, no appreciation for it. Because if they had value and appreciation, whatever you're helping them with, it would be done with as expeditiously as possible. If you don't know what that means, it means fast. It means swift. If you have someone in your life and you're dealing with the same shit year after year after year after year after year, they say, I'm sorry, I will fix it, it won't happen again. Then it happens again. I'm sorry, I'll fix it, it won't happen again. It happens again. I'm sorry, I'll fix it, it won't happen again. And it happens again. When are you going to get a goddamn clue? When are you going to get a clue? How many times do you play the same goddamn record? If you don't know what a record is, it's like putting repeat on a goddamn song. How long are you going to listen to that song before you get sick of it? How long is it going to take for you to realize, oh shit, what the fuck happened to me? This hurts too much. This is too stressful. This is not what the fuck I thought it was going to be. So we have a misconception about what love without limitation means. It's all twisted. It's all fucked up. It's very fucked up. And it says caring about another person without thinking about what we would get for ourselves. That part is true. You see, here's the other tricky part with that. There's nothing wrong with caring and loving a person without any concern about what you're going to get for yourself. But let me share some news with you. You are living, you are being. So even though you are giving, you are also supposed to receive. So if you are giving of your life, your soul, your being to another, and they are not reciprocating that shit, you are basically getting sucked the fuck dry by a vampire. You see, this unconditional love, this situation, it only works when it's the right combination between a couple, where they are both at a level where they have grown, they are growing, they're healing, they're dealing with shit, and they care so much about the person that they are willing to heal and deal with all their fucking demons, just so that they can be a radiant force in their life and the life of the other. And they want to give to the other person. And then the other person is healing and dealing at a swift manner so they can be the best person and be a radiant force in that other person's life. And then you give. That is how it's supposed to work. But most of us have too many issues that we are in denial about, right? We're in denial about. You see, I put out an episode probably 2 episodes ago, I think episode 39, when I talked about the art of settling. Most of y'all people didn't listen to that. None of y'all really wanted to listen to it. And I find that shit funny as hell. What is it that you think I was going to say that you didn't want to hear? You didn't want to hear the truth. And that is why I'm coming back to you another way, talking about unconditional love. Love does not hurt. I know y'all like to think that. I know you've been taught that. And I know you've experienced that. You see, but what you're going through, it's not unconditional love. It's not true love. It is a form of love, but it's not the love that you are really seeking with the person that you are seeking it with. You see, this definition of unconditional love, it is simple. It is quite simple. It's simple enough. But the one piece of that equation that's not included in this definition are the parties involved in that unconditional love. You have to be very careful about who you are seeking unconditional love with. You got to do your homework. As a matter of fact, you really don't have to do your homework if you listen to your goddamn instincts. Your instincts will tell you because you will feel it. You will know. You will know at a level that's so deep that it has you doing things that are contrary to your normal being. Listen to what I said. If you really have unconditional true love, it will have you doing things that is out of your normal character and being. But when I say out of your normal character and being, it doesn't have you doing things that are bad, that are detrimental to you in any way, shape, or form. It will have you doing things that brings peace, openness, love, more love in your life. Friendship, it brings positive things into your life, not negative things. Love is supposed to bring healing and positivity, not negativity on any level. It's not supposed to give you more demons. Do you understand what I just said? Love is not supposed to give you more demons. Love can help you heal your demons. Love can help you identify what your demons are. But we don't do that. We go around going from one relationship to the next thinking we're in love, taking that hurt, going to the next one with that hurt, taking that hurt, going to the next one with that hurt. And we just keep buying bags and carrying baggage of hurt towards in each and every relationship. Now that shit has to be heavy as hell. How many motherfucking bags are you going to carry for the rest of your goddamn life? When are you going to start spring cleaning that shit? Huh? When are you going to spring clean? Because if you don't know, that pain is your pain and you're trying to deliver your pain to someone else, and the cycle just continues. It never ends. And if you really want it to end, you got to clean out those bags of hurt that you have. You have to heal and deal with your shit. And when you clean out through all that stuff, most of it, you will find that unconditional love that you're seeking, it will find you. It will catch your ass off guard and say, boo, I'm here. But you think once it lands on your lap that you're done healing and dealing? No, it's time to take shit to the next goddamn level. Because all you're supposed to do is purge your bullshit, purge your issues, so you can be light, free, happy, and have plentiful in your life. But you got to do the work. And most of us don't want to do the work. We like carrying around heavy ass bags full of our issues and goddamn demons. And we think that's like some type of flag to be able to say, I've been hurt. I have suffered. And it's still with me. That's not a fucking badge of honor. How is that you carrying that around going to make the world a better place? It got you fucked up. So if it has you fucked up and you're going around touching other people's lives, you're fucking up more people. When does this shit, the multiplier effect, when does it end? When is it going to end? But it can stop with you. So where do we go wrong with unconditional love? The definition I told you, where do we go wrong? And I gave you a hint already. First thing you go wrong is you don't read or recognize the signs with the person that you're trying to fall in love with. You get seduced by this Romeo and Juliet bullshit about this romantic love and rescuing someone, and you are the solution to what this person needs, and you're going to make this person a better person. And because you make them a better person, they're going to love you in a way that you can never have imagined or dreamed, and it's just going to be perfect. How'd that work out? How's that working out? Is it working out? Hell no, you know it's not working out. I know it's not working out. You know it's not working out, but it sounded motherfucking good in the beginning. But what sounds good feels pretty damn horrid and bad once you're in it. Once you're in it. And if you don't watch the fuck out, that shit will have you thinking that this is what life is about. The chaos, the drama, the hurt, the betrayal, the disappointment, the negativity, the degradation, the marginalization. You start to think that this is what life is. No, not at all. Because if you listen to yourself deep within, something will tell you this shit is off. It is wrong. You need to get the hell out one way or the other. Don't fall for it. Run, run, run. But we don't listen because we are too busy trying to see love instead of feel the love. Feel the love. We like to see love shown through different actions and words. And that is where you really start to go wrong. Because love, unconditional true love, you feel that shit whether someone is doing something for you or not. Whether they're showing you what you want to see or telling you what you want to hear, it doesn't matter. They can tell you something you don't want to hear. And they can show you something you don't want to motherfucking see. And you still feel it. It doesn't leave. But normal love, typical love, if someone shows you some shit you don't want to see, there's a problem. They tell you some shit you don't want to hear, there's a problem. And that is not unconditional love. So can you really have unconditional love? Yeah, you can. But you got to do the work to be able to identify it. And most of us can't identify it because we have so much clutter, baggage, junk, trauma, hurt, pain, neglect, rejection. We have all that clouding our view, muddying our minds, holding us down, holding us back. You couldn't identify that shit if it landed in your motherfucking nose like a fly, flew down your goddamn windpipe, went down to your fucking tummy, and came the fuck back out your ass. Oh, you'll say, whoa, what the fuck was that? You won't know. You will never know. And that is why you get confused. Who can you have it with? You'll have it with the right person. Because it will just be. There's no working at it. It just is. There's nothing you can motherfucking do about it. It just is. It is. So if it is, all you can do is treasure it, acknowledge it, and take the utmost care of it. Unconditional love, it doesn't require all that maintenance and stuff that the rest of you think that it requires love. No, it's like a being in itself. It exists. It exists. It is there. You cannot ignore it. It is there. And if you have the utmost respect for it, it will have the utmost respect for you and it will take care of you. But it doesn't require all that work and that scheming and gaming and manipulation and ultimatums that we normally like to do. It doesn't require any of that. It's there. It's omnipresent. It's there. It overpowers you. You can't do shit about it. It will take you over. And when something can take you the fuck over and you don't have to do anything about it, you got to respect that shit and sit the hell down and shut the fuck up and let it be. Let it be. It's bigger than you. It always has and always will be. So if you feel that you can overpower and control love and twist and shift it and dictate its direction, that is not love. Unconditional love, you can't do anything about. You can't touch it. You can't control it. You can't overpower it. You can't ignore it. You can't do anything but surrender to it. And unconditional love will require you to surrender to it, but you know that you will be taken care of. Your whole well-being, it will be good for you. And you can feel vulnerable and safe without questioning it at all. How do you live or experience unconditional love? Well, you can't live or experience it until you do your work so you can become the best version of yourself that you can be. That's all you can do. Become the best version of yourself that you can be. Is there a cost to loving unconditionally? No. If you're loving with the right person. If you're with the wrong people, you already know what those costs is. Baggage on top of baggage on top of more baggage. We don't want that. So how do you avoid fraud, unconditional love relationships? You look for the signs and you trust your instincts in your heart. That is all you have. your instincts and your heart. It will tell you right from wrong, pivot, run the opposite way, run to it. It will tell you what you need to do if you listen to yourself and if you know yourself very, very well. Did you know that there are different types of love? Did you know that? Because there is. Well, depending on the type of relationship that you're in, it can be a karmic relationship, a soulmate relationship, or a twin soul relationship. All the types of love depends on your connection with the other and how it feels. Now, you guys can look up karmic, soulmate, and twin soul, but depending on your connection and how healthy and balanced it is, will determine the type of love that you experience. What's the ultimate type of love? Well, the ultimate takes you into a spiritual version of love that's beyond anything that you guys could ever know and imagine. And that is a twin soul, a twin flame type of love. That is one of the highest forms, but that's also one of the most complicated because it causes you to dive very deep into your closet, your skeletons, and have you purge that shit so you can be happy and balanced and just mature and very loving. So it sounds noble and ideal to want to seek love and be in a loving relationship, but you really have to do it for yourself so that you know what it feels like and what it looks like. Because when you give it to yourself and you know what it feels like, then you can easily identify it with someone else or not. Because 9 times out of 10, most people you fall in love with, that is a karmic type of love, meaning they're there to teach you something. It could be good or it could be bad. Most times it's probably going to be bad. And if you don't get rid of that and get through it, you're going to be carrying this bad energy with you going forward. And that is why most of you encounter the same type of dysfunctional love over and over again. Because when it's time to clean house, you don't clean house. You just shove that shit in the closet, put it underneath the rug and act like, wow, this shit is over with because I dumped this person. I'm no longer with them. So the next relationship is going to be better. But the next relationship is the same shit with a different box and different wrapping. So if you want to change what you have to encounter, then you got to start within you so you can be able to identify what the fuck you're fucking with, what are you dealing with. It really requires work. Now, what would you do if you encountered a love that eradicated any and everything that you thought you knew about love? Yeah. Let's say there was a love that, typically when we love the same way. We do things the same way. We expect to see things in a certain way. And we have a rhythm. We have a pattern. But let's say you encounter something that upsets that rhythm or pattern of yours. It causes you to be different, to be better. Your demeanor, how you are, what you expect, how you interact changes. And changes for the better. It causes you to question how you have loved and interacted in relationships before. And you have a comparison, you can compare and contrast. What would you do if something could impact you that profound where you can see what the fuck I've been doing is wrong? It's wrong on all different levels, and more importantly, it's wrong for me. How would you deal with that reality where you can see clear as day what you have chosen to be with and what you could possibly have? And they're stark. They're different. That is some shit that will rattle your goddamn cage. To the utmost, it will rattle your cage. Because everything that you've been doing, everything that you have known, everything you thought is not. There's something beyond anything that you could ever imagine or dream of. It's beyond that. That shit will leave you fucking dumbfounded, starstruck. And it will alter your goddamn life forever. Because once you see okay, this is what I thought. This is what has been. But this is what could be. You can never go back to what you had before. You can never experience that again. It has fucked you up in a good way. In a good way. But it makes you look at things in a new light and you realize I've been living a fraud love life. A fraud love life. There's something much better and much more right for me. And I've wasted so much time, energy, effort on this other shit that requires a lot of work, frustration, disappointment, tug of war. And it doesn't have to be like that. It will snatch the rug right from it. Actually, it won't even sweep you off your feet. This shit will blast you out the motherfucking universe. It will alter your life forever. So does unconditional love hurt? Does it hurt you? No. Unconditional love, no, it doesn't hurt you. What unconditional love will do, it will show you to you. Listen to what I said. It will show you to you. Now, if there's anything within you that you don't like, then that is where the pain is going to come from. It's not going to come from the other person. The other person is just a mirror. They're going to show you who you are. And if you are loving and embracing and accepting of yourself, then there's no pain. But if the person shows you some aspect of yourself, reflects something back at you that you don't like, that you can't stand, then the pain is not coming from the other person. The pain is coming from you, within you. And that is another thing we like to do. We like to think that, oh, this person's hurting me. These persons are hurting me. They're trying to hurt me. No, they're not trying to hurt you. You're hurting you. You're hurting you by not healing and dealing with whatever it is that has traumatized you and have fucked you up in the past. But instead of looking at ourselves, we want to blame the other person because that other person has triggered this emotion in you. Well, that triggering could be a blessing if you know what to do with it. I told you before, pain is just a sign to do some work, do some healing, and let it go. But if you look at pain as this horrible thing that's haunting you, that's going to stay with you forever, then you have the wrong mindset. And that is why you're constantly hurt. You're not here to be hurt all the time. You're not here to cry tears all the time or be angry. You're here to acknowledge, learn, deal, grow, heal. That's it. That's all you can possibly do because that's all you're supposed to do. That's all you're supposed to do. So most of us are familiar with love, with attachments, ultimatums, and limitations. But what if you encountered a love without any of that? Would you know what to do? It'd probably scare the fuck out of you, wouldn't it? Love without attachments, ultimatums, and limitations. You can't imagine that, can you? Because that's what it's supposed to be like. If you have to give someone an ultimatum, you're in the wrong goddamn relationship. If you have to attach to someone to hold them into your life, you're in the wrong motherfucking relationship. If there's limitations on your growth, on your being, on your happiness, you're being stunted and held back, you are in the wrong goddamn relationship. Do you understand? Love makes you better. It doesn't cause you to have to strong arm someone, pigeonhole someone, pin them the fuck down. No, if you have to do any of that, you're better off letting the relationship go, fixing some shit and finding a better person to be with. Do you understand? Did you know that with true love, you have nothing to prove? Yes, with unconditional love, true love, you have nothing to prove. So if you ever encounter someone that says, if you love me, if you really, really love me, then do this for me. Do this for me. And they're asking you to do something that basically is possibly detrimental to you. That's not a real love. Real love will never ask you to do anything that will cause you harm in any way, shape, or form. They will never jeopardize you. They will never sacrifice you because you're too precious. So if you have someone asking you to make you do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, marginalizes you, deprives you, disrespects you, hinders you, throws obstacles in your way, that is not love. And I don't care how long you've been with the person. I don't care how many good and bad times you've had. That is not love. And what you're doing is repeating the abuse and trauma that you've encountered in your life. And you will continue to do so until you get the fuck out of it and learn what you need to learn. You understand? You have to learn what you need to learn. What do people you're in love with ask you to do? What if people that you're in love with ask you to do things or insist on you to do things to prove it? Love will never ask you to prove shit. So if you have someone, I told you, asking you to prove your love, prove your commitment, change the essence of who you are to be with them, you're in the wrong relationship. You're supposed to grow as who you are, not be twist and contort yourself to be something that someone else wants. No, there's no twisting. There's no contorting. This is who and what you are. You can't ask a blue jay to be a fucking woodpecker, can you? No, you have to accept it for what it is. So if someone's trying to change you into something that you're not, just to prove that you love them, and you really believe you love them and you're willing to do that, that is called a dysfunctional relationship, and you need to leave that shit alone and save yourself before it's too late. Before it's too late. How do you recognize the sign of an unhealthy love? There's many signs, but the best sign that you can have is your instincts. If someone continuously asks you to do things that you don't like, you don't want to do, it makes you uncomfortable, that's one sign. If someone asks you to prove your love, that's another sign. If someone's telling you that they've experienced great pain and they cannot exist without you and your love would heal them and they can be the best, that's another sign. Run. Run. That's not love. You're going to get into some form of a traumatic, abusive relationship. You need to run. I don't know how many ways I can say that. Did you know that love, the love you receive, is a close reflection on how you love yourself? Listen to what I said. The type of relationship you're in and the type of love that you're receiving is a clear indicator, reflection on how you really feel about yourself and your value system. So if you're in a relationship that is basically frustrating the fuck out of you, you're unhappy, there's a void, you're miserable, you're stunted, that means that's what you're doing to yourself. The person's only giving you what you're giving yourself. So if you don't like what the fuck they're giving you, then you need to change how you love yourself and how you treat yourself. Because then you know, if I'm already giving this to myself, the next son of a bitch better meet me at my level or better, or they cannot come to me. And that is how you need to be. Raise your standards. You raise your standards by taking better care of yourself and taking the utmost care of yourself. And don't let anyone or anything convince you by loving yourself better is wrong. Don't let anyone or anything convince you that you cannot be happy without them. Don't let anything or anyone convince you that you will not find anyone else besides that son of a bitch. They're all tricks to hold you back and to stunt you. If you found that one motherfucker, you'll find another motherfucker. Do you understand? Listen to what the hell I said. Don't let anyone convince you that they are the best you will ever have. Don't let anyone hold you back. Don't let anyone tell you that you won't find anyone else better than them. If you found that motherfucker, you will find another motherfucker. Do you understand? But the question is, will the next motherfucker you find be better or the same or worse? It all depends on how you're taking care of yourself and how you love yourself. If you're not doing the work, you're not doing the shit, you're going to get this. You're going to get the same motherfucker again with the different packaging. Do your work. What does unconditional love require? If you have unconditional love, it requires you to acknowledge it, respect it, appreciate it, and take care of it. Growth and awareness with no ego. Ego has no place in love. And if your ego is involved, it's going to fuck it up. Get rid of your ego. Go with your heart and instincts. You should be okay. Now, am I saying that there's not going to be any disagreements? There will always be different disagreements when you have two different people with it happens. But how you handle that disagreement, what you do, your intentions can be completely different. Unconditional love does not hurt you intentionally. And if something that you are encountering in unconditional love causes you pain, you need to think long and hard. Is that person causing you pain? Or has that person accidentally triggered something within you that you need to heal? It's something for you to think about. Unconditional love is not something that is easily and readily available. It is not something that you can buy wholesale, and each and every person you encounter, that will be unconditional love. Most of your relationships will not be unconditional love, true love. It will be karmic love. You will think that you have unconditional love, but you will find out within a short time frame what it really is. So don't get tricked. Take care of yourself. Look out for the red flags. Look out for the signs and respond and pivot accordingly. Do you understand? Stop walking into these dysfunctional, codependent, narcissistic, abusive type of Romeo and Juliet relationships. It's wasting your time, your energy, your life force, and you're not getting anywhere. You're just getting pain. It starts off with the high and it ends up with the low of the lows, and you're trying to figure out what the hell happened. What the hell happened? What the hell happened is you stepped into some shit, you ignored the signs, you got seduced by some bullshit, and now you find yourself in an unconditional, fake-ass, fraud-loving relationship. And now you got to figure out a way to motherfucking untangle yourself. So good luck. This is the end to the Come Into My World segment, and I'm going to be moving over to something in the news. So I read an article, and this article was talking about students being bullied because of dirty clothes. And basically, here's the situation that happened. A school security officer and a teenage girl were fighting, tussling over her backpack. The girl screamed or was screaming and was fighting with this officer over the contents in that backpack. The police was actually called, and the police intervened, and the police went through the backpack and found that the girl had dirty clothes in her bag, in her backpack, because the girl was homeless. And she didn't want anyone to know that she was homeless. And you're thinking, well, you know, why was she fighting with the security officer? Why was she yelling and acting like an animal and on the school grounds? A decent person wouldn't behave like that. You know, they would be more humble and respectful. And I think a lot of people, you know, it's easy to make judgment calls about someone's extreme, hostile, angry, belligerent behavior. You know, you see a girl or a guy and you think they're acting a fool and they're just irate and they're acting crazy over a backpack, and people start to naturally assume that because of this race, this person must be this way, or because of this reason, this person's acting this way. And we don't take the time to think what is going on beyond that. We assume the utmost negativity about why someone is behaving some way, and it could be as simple as a person is fighting for their pride. This girl, teenage girl, was acting that way on the school grounds, yelling and fighting with the security officer, not because she was a bad person, but she was fighting for her pride, for her image, her self-worth, her self-esteem. She was homeless. But it's easy for people to stand to the side and look at how this person's acting. That's why these people are in this situation. That's why they continue to be in this situation, because look at how they act. Why is it so hard for us to look beyond what is on the cover? Why is it so hard for us to understand that there could be something deeper behind what we are witnessing? Why is it so hard for people to see something that is so stark and so scarcity based that we don't want to peel back the layers and the edges to peek to see what's behind it for fear that it may contaminate us? Yeah, listen to what the hell I said. You have a lot of suffering in this world, and we seem to get in an uproar when it's something of a terrorist attack or it's in a third world country. Here in the first world nation, we do not show the same level of compassion and empathy that we would show someone from a third world country. We think since someone was born here in the United States of America, they have so many opportunities and blessings. And yes, on one hand, what you said is true. But what is the point of having opportunities and blessings if you can never avail yourself of them? If you are never prepared to avail yourself of them? Listen to what I'm saying. It's easy for us to say, well, if her parents worked harder, she wouldn't be homeless. Her clothes wouldn't be dirty. How do you work harder if you don't know what the fuck you're working harder on? How do you work harder if you don't know what you need to do to work harder? How do you tell a baby that that baby should be able to run because it has 2 legs? Now I fucked you up on that one, didn't I? Because this is the same thing we do with other people. We assume that because someone is big, they're an adult, that they should be able to run. But not all people who are big and adults, they can't run. And this is a metaphor because they have never learned how to crawl. So if you're barely crawling, how the fuck are you going to run? And that's why a portion of people continue to be impoverished. Because to get out of that, you have to get training, you have to get schooling, you have to be taught things that are not easily available. So if you don't have those opportunities to witness and experience things to improve yourself, to make your life better, you don't know how to get the fuck out of that situation. It's like being in a maze, a haunted house. Unless you have experience on how to navigate your way through and get to the other destination, you're bound to stay where you started, which is impoverished, which is marginalized. It's not easy to get out of that. You don't know where to look. And when you find something that may be a possibility, you don't know what the fuck to do with it. A baby can't run, a baby can't walk until it takes the next progressive steps. And the same thing goes with poverty. It goes with poverty. You think if someone hits the lottery today that their life is improved and different? No, they're going to be impoverished again because they don't have the training and the life skills to manage things appropriately. But what makes things even more fucked up is, what happened with this. So she was fighting with her pride. Now, many students at this high school face humiliation because they didn't have anything to wear. And it's not because they don't have any clothing. It's because their clothing is dirty. A number of the students at this high school, they are homeless. They're homeless. They're homeless. Now, what do you want to say about that? You have decent, normal looking people who are homeless. So this principal installed a new facility, a free laundromat for the students at the school, for kids who couldn't afford to wash their own clothes. Now, these kids who couldn't afford to wash their own clothes, they faced intense teasing when they showed up in dirty outfits. So bad enough, you don't have a place to stay. You barely have food to eat. You have nowhere to go. You know you need to get an education to make your life better. But when you go to try to get an education to make your life better, you encounter another batch of obstacles, which is basically people who are teasing you and bullying you. When you actually show up, courageously in the dirty clothes you have on, and you have people fucking with you because you have dirty clothes on, like someone would actually choose to wear dirty clothes. Now, there are some people, that's their preference, but most people, no one would choose that. Who wants to choose to do something that's going to draw negative attention to them? And then make this worse, some of these people snapped photos of these kids, these teenagers wearing dirty clothes, and tagged the students on social media. I'm sitting back here trying to think. I'm trying to understand this. I'm really trying to understand this. When did someone's suffering become a form of amusement? How is that okay? And why do we lack the ability to put ourselves in the other person's shoes to say, you know what? If this was me, I would feel horrified. But this person still had enough courage to show up to get an education, even though they knew that they were going to be teased. Now, why would these students tease? And why would they tag people on social media? Why would they think that's okay? And if I was the parent of some of these students that were taking photos and tag, you wouldn't want to be my child. You wouldn't want to be my child. Because what my child would do would say, Mom, look, this is the situation. There's a kid. He or she doesn't have clean clothes because they're homeless. How can we help this person? Can they come? Can we wash their clothes at our home? Can we give them money to wash their clothes? That's what my children would do. And no, I'm not pretending to be holier than thou, but what I am teaching my kids is social leadership and social responsibility. You see, some people they don't choose to be poor. You're born that way. And me, I'm an example of that. So no, I didn't go to school with dirty, filthy clothes like that. But sometimes my shit had to be recycled because there was no money. We had to choose between rent and food, and there was barely enough motherfucking money for food, and we were lucky to have a roof over our head. I come from very, very extreme poverty. Extreme poverty. And if you could see where I am today, a lot of you would say that I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. But I have been subjected to that bullying where your clothes are not what they're supposed to be and the way they're supposed to be. People pick on you and tease on you. Where is the human component here? Where is the regard for another's feelings? What happened to understanding that pain is not okay? And people say, well, kids will be kids. No, kids are being what the fuck their parents let them be. Let's be clear. People like to say that shit. Oh, kids, fuck that shit. That's a motherfucking excuse. And I don't deal with motherfucking excuses. Now I got an attitude. You see, we like to make excuses for fucking bullshit. We make excuses and justifications for shit that should not happen. It should never happen. You think by helping someone, extending a hand, that what? Their poverty is going to rub off on you? You think by showing someone kindness, you a punk motherfucker? Like, what is it that's twisted in our motherfucking minds that we can't help a fellow man? Huh? When is it okay to make fun of someone else's suffering? Like, if y'all don't know, turns come around. What you have today can be motherfucking gone tomorrow. Who was on the bottom can be on the motherfucking top tomorrow. Do you not understand? The person that you're making fun of, you could be working for that son of a bitch in the future. Like, what is it that we don't understand? Huh? You think shit doesn't change? You think fortune doesn't change? Your good fortune today can be your bad motherfucking fortune tomorrow. And that is what I don't understand with people. When you are blessed to have clean clothes, to have food, a roof over your head, transportation, friends, being able to eat out, those are blessings. People think that shit is an entitlement. They think they're entitled to some shit just because they have it. I've met a number of people who are doing well today and be fucked up tomorrow, and they want to know what the fuck happened to my life. You know what happened to your life? You happened to your life because when it was going good, you pissed that shit away. When it was going good, you make others feel bad. You made them feel unworthy. You made them feel like life was not worth living. So now it's your turn. It's called karma, motherfuckers. It's called karma. But unfortunately, most people, they become so battered, so worn, so torn down that they don't have the strength to keep fighting. They don't have the strength to keep going to school and pushing through. They just quit. They fall through the cracks. And the cycle of poverty continues. Because instead of someone snapping a photo to say, here, mom and dad, see what this person's going through. Can we help them? They're taking photos and tagging that shit on social media and embarrassing this person on not on a local level, but on a worldwide level. Now, as a parent, you should be checking what the fuck your people are doing on social media and check your children when they're doing some foul-ass shit. And if you're my kid, I'll make you learn. You don't degrade someone like that. They're already going through enough hard time. If you can't make someone's life better because you don't want to or you cannot, you leave them the fuck alone. You leave them the fuck alone. If you have no value to add, you leave them the hell alone. How simple is that? You don't like the way they smell? It's okay. You can't do shit about it, but you leave them alone. They're human. You show them respect and dignity. If there's something you can do by taking an extra stick of deodorant and bring it, you do that. You don't embarrass people. You don't take their essence, their being. You don't take that away from them because they may not have any money, but their self-worth, their pride is all that they have, and that is what they're holding on to. But you want to strip that shit from them too. Why do you want to strip someone all the way to the bone? How does that benefit you? You see, no one in their right motherfucking mind would ever strip someone intentionally, maliciously. And you would never strip someone who is at a very low point in their life. You wouldn't do that. You uphold, you uplift. And if you can't uplift and you can't uphold, you stay the fuck away. You stay the fuck away. You don't go in to kill. What are you getting from that? Oh, you're keeping people from focusing on your fucked up shit, right? I tell you people, what you do will come back to fuck you. Listen to what I said. What you do to others will come back to fuck you. All the wonderful things that you have in your life, whether you think you have them or not, those are blessings. You're not entitled to them. And you may not keep them. So if you know that one day that your life can change and you can experience some misfortune, you would take much better care on how you live your life and how you interact with others, wouldn't you? I would. They said one student said that they've seen a few kids in the back of the class talk about one of the people in front of the class about how they smelled and how their clothes looked dirty. You see, like I said before, people like to talk. But it takes a real boss motherfucker to stand the fuck up and say, you know what? What can I do to make this situation better? How can I lead by example? How can I fix this shit? Because if you can't fix it, you should fix it. Talking, that's weak. That's cowardly. That's bitch ass as far as I'm concerned. That's bitch ass. You want to talk about how someone smells? Like your ass don't get funky any other time of the day? Huh? How would you like if someone put your shit on blast? Now, unlike you can hide your shit, but this person, they can't hide it. They're exposed on all level. Exposed. And you're just coming in like a target. Because you're an unhappy, miserable son of a bitch. That's what it is. Because a real loving person would come up and say, you know what? I'm going to take some clothes from my house. I'm going to let that person change their clothes. And then I'm going to take their clothes home and I'm going to ask my parents to wash them. That's what leaders do. That's what compassionate human beings, that's what the fuck they do. Oh, but you're scared to help that person. Because if you help that person, then what? People are going to tease you? Huh? They're going to think you're a loser too? You are a motherfucking loser. Losers talk. Leaders walk. You don't understand what that metaphor means? People like to talk but cannot walk the walk. Leaders do the walking. Cowards do the talking. And I don't give a fuck who likes what the fuck I said because it's the truth. Because if you don't like the way something motherfucking smells, you work to change that shit. If you don't like how something motherfucking looks and you can help make the situation better, you change that shit. You change it because it's in your power to change it. If you're sitting around on your ass talking motherfucking shit and you're not doing a goddamn thing about it, bitch ass, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down and get the fuck out of my face. And that's what the fuck I said because that's what I meant. And you say, oh, Tara, you sound traumatized. No, I'm not traumatized. But guess what? All those motherfuckers who fuck with me, guess who's on top now? And the funny thing is, I don't remember them, but they remember me. They still ask about me. When they see my mother, they ask how I am doing. Yeah, that's how the fuck it works. Who's up today will be down tomorrow. That is the law of nature. This principle also heard that social media was being used as a bullying platform for some of his students. And these students, because of the humiliation that they were receiving, 85% of them started missing school. So you already got someone who's homeless, broke, dirty clothes. And now they're missing school because they're being bullied. You see where this is going? So you are helping. These people are directly and indirectly helping to continue this cycle of marginalization, deprivation, because they're callous, they're insensitive, they're clueless, they're motherfucking stupid. And you want to know why history repeats itself. Because of stupid shit like this. We can change tomorrow by our actions today. But no, that requires too much. It's easier to crack jokes and make fun of people. How about you start cracking a few jokes about your motherfucking self? Start telling your secrets. Start telling your shit. Because anybody who's making jokes at someone else's expense, they have a lot to hide. They have a lot to hide. But real motherfuckers who got shit to do, they don't worry about what someone else is doing. Either they're going to help to make it better or they're going to go on about their business. Only losers sit here and focus on someone else and making their life worse. Only losers will sit around and find it funny to cause even greater hurt and pain to another person. And losers, if you don't know, they lose in life. They get left the fuck behind. Because then you have motherfuckers like me who are tenacious, consistent, persistent, determined, and smart as motherfucking hell. And that shows you miracles, what miracles, true miracles are about. You need to think about that shit. Think very, very long and hard about what you're doing, how you are impacting the current generation and future generations. We are all interconnected. We are intertwined. And we need to help bring each other forward, not fucking backwards. And if you can't do shit that's positive, don't do anything at all. Just shut the fuck up. Don't hurt someone intentionally, because that karma is going to come back and get your ass. It's going to get you. It's going to get you. Better believe, if I'm going to say it again for you, it's coming for you. If you feel bad, don't feel fucking bad. You did it. Own it. Change it. Do something fucking about it. I don't deal with apologies. I don't deal with remorse. I don't deal with regret. I don't deal with shame. Fuck that shit. All that is some excuses not to handle your motherfucking business. If you're an adult now and you know that you've done some shit to people when you were younger that it caused them greater pain, depression, hurt, and anxiety, you can't change your motherfucking past, but you can affect the future and the present. So how do you make this shit better? You go help some motherfuckers who are similar to the people you have hurt in the past, and you start making things motherfucking right. I don't care about your apologies. I don't care about your remorse. I don't care about your sad feelings. I can't do shit with it. If I can't eat it, I can't pay my bills with it. Fuck it and fuck you with that shit. Do something positive. Do something concrete. Get the fuck out of your head and get the fuck out and helping some other person instead of feeling, oh, I did this, I'm horrible. Yeah, whatever, motherfucking ever. What the fuck you gonna do about it? Don't talk, start fucking walking. Do you understand? Start walking. This principal said that the students are really good students who want to learn, but they're missing 3 to 5 days or more because they were being bullied because they were dirty. So the principal changed the school uniform to actually darker colors, thinking that it would help the kids come to school more days without being clean. But that didn't help also. It helped a little bit, but it didn't make much of an impact because the bullying was still happening and the students were still struggling to have themselves look clean. So what did this principal do? This principal actually applied for a grant and was approved for it. And this principal turned an old football locker room into a school laundromat. And you see, that's what I'm talking about. This simple act will change some of these students' lives and give them an opportunity to get out of this situation and never have to come back in it. And that is the courage and the leadership that I think we can do at any age. We can do it at any age. You may be lacking in funds, but you know what you can do? You can help in other ways. Don't sit by and see someone suffer. If you see someone trying to help themselves, meaning they are still coming to school even though their clothes are dirty, that is a future leader and that is a courageous person. And you want to help that person move toward their life goal, their life purpose. You don't tear them down. It's easy to say, I'm poor, I'm homeless, my clothes are dirty, I'm not going to school. That is easy. It is easy to make fun of, take pictures and tag people on social media because they're suffering, because they're impoverished. That's easy. You want to know what's hard? It's hard when you put on those fucking dirty clothes and you show the fuck up to school anyway because you're dirty and you stink, but you understand and education is a way. It takes courage to walk up to a person and say, hey, here's some soap. Here's some deodorant. Here's a couple of dollars for you to go wash your clothes. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. That is a boss motherfucking move. Do you understand, people? I hate fucking cowards. Hate is a strong word and I try not to use it. But this circumstance, I'm using it in. I don't like cowardly behavior and I don't give a fuck who does or does not like what I'm saying because I'm speaking the truth. Make boss moves in life. Make an impact. Make a positive impact. Uplift and uphold one another. Especially the people who are trying to help themselves. You help them help themselves. Help people who are willing to fight for themselves. Stop wasting your time on people who don't give a fuck about themselves or anyone else. You look for those gems of people who are fighting for more, to be more, to do more, and you help them along their path because they have a purpose, they have a destiny. It's easy to quit. It's easy to hide. It's easy to mock. It's easy to bully. It's hard to do the right motherfucking thing. It's hard to lead. And we have to start rewarding courageous behavior. We have to start rewarding people with backbone and character integrity. We have to start rewarding people who are willing, ready, and able to fight for themselves and fight for their life. When you see a gem like that, that is a person who is meant to do great things in this world and make an impact. I told you guys before, I come from a very impoverished, dysfunctional, substance abuse type of family. And I am none of those things. And I've had people help me along the way at critical, pivotal steps to help me get to where I am today. Simple acts of kindness that basically changed the course of my future to be here speaking to all of you. And I have the utmost gratitude for those people. Because if they didn't extend that small, kind word saying, you know what? You don't need to be in this class. You're smarter than that. You can get funding for college if you go here to apply. Little acts like that. Yes, I had to do the work, but they pointed me in the direction of opportunity, and I availed myself of that opportunity to catapult myself with a lot of hard work and discipline to be where I am today. So stop making fun of people who are fighting for themselves, their present and their future, and help them along. Any little bit you can do is a treasure. You don't have to do big grand things. It can be as simple as, I hope you're going to have a better day. Can I share my lunch with you? This is all I have. Will this help you? As simple as that. Simple as that. So let's start making boss moves instead of fucking bitch ass moves in life, okay? No bitch ass moves, boss moves. And if you can't figure out whether you're a boss or a motherfucking bitch, then sit the fuck down in the corner, shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of the way and let the real bosses step the fuck up and do what needs to be done. Now, if any of you have a problem with the fuck I said, you know where the fuck to find me. Live your life with kindness, respect, love. Help someone so tomorrow someone can help you. If you're fucking miserable and you don't give a fuck, get the fuck out of the way and let the real people do the goddamn work while you figure your shit out or not. Stop holding people back. Stop hindering them and stop hurting them unnecessarily and unintentionally. Let them grow, let them go. And if you can't help put momentum behind their steps, then stay away from them. Stay the fuck away from them. If you can't help, don't hinder. If you cannot help, then don't hinder. That's better than doing what you're doing anyway. Don't bully. Help or not. But don't hinder. Leave them the fuck alone and let them go about their life. You understand? I'll talk to you guys next week. Goodbye. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and let me know what you think about this episode and my podcast. You can try and slide into my DM, but I will kick your ass out. So I suggest you hop into my DM on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding or Twitter at Mrs. D and D, or leave a comment on one of my posts. Now give. My episode links to friends, family, associates, frenemies. Hell, give it to your enemies. Actually, I don't give a damn who you give it to. Just give the shit to people and bring laughter to others and show your love for this podcast. So we've established you like to be in control, but do you know how and when to surrender? Watch my new sideshow episode. It is called Who's in Control? You can get it by searching for Difficult and Demanding on YouTube or watch on IGTV. Most people hate to miss out. Do you want to know what you're missing out on? Well, it's my Instagram page at Difficult and Demanding. Episode 42 is here on September 7th, 2018 from the I'm Difficult and Demanding podcast.